Okay, here's the situation. The Currys are coming. I'm Lawan Curry.
And I'm Tara Curry.
And first, I want to say greetings. Hope everyone's feeling well, and God be with you. Definitely keep the faith. This particular topic is about listening and responding. How do you listen, and how do you respond? And I want to just start off by saying that as far as for men, and this may be true for most human beings who have a compassion and a love for their spouse, that they want to problem solve. That's one of my issues, is that sometimes I'll listen to my wife and not know when or not know how to respond because I'm trying to come up with a solution to what she's talking about. Is that fair all the time? And I say fair because sometimes my wife, and she'll tell you, she just wants me to listen. You want to tell me about that?
Yeah, sure. So sometimes you just want to have a conversation. You just want to talk. You just want to share your heart. Maybe you want to vent and just get stuff out. And imagine doing that with someone, and then they are giving you the fix for the problem that you're speaking of, or they're giving you suggestions or advice on what to do about that. When you weren't looking for advice, you just really wanted to vent, and you know that he's a safe place to vent, that you can talk to him about vulnerable or uneasy topics. But sometimes I just want to get it out. I just want to talk about it because it's been sitting in my head all day, and I wait to come home and share. And he means well, because he's trying to figure out how can I get this situation to work better for my wife so it doesn't frustrate her. But it probably does sound like a frustration because I'm venting, but it's not a frustration where it's holding me back from anything. I just want to talk about it.
Do you have a problem responding to your wife that you love and care and cherish? You might. If you do, hit us up. Let us know how you're working that out.
And it could be the other way around, right? It could be the husband that wants to vent, and the wife is the one that's like, well, then you need to do, and how come you didn't, and you should do it this. So it could be the other way around.
Or the comments that when she does, or when he does comment, and when they respond, period. That's it, and that's the way it should be. When that person, like my wife says, just wants someone to listen, just wants a soapbox, right? A safety or comfort zone. So the question to you is, how do you guys work that out in your relationships? Do you preface it with something like, hey, hun, I just want you to listen. I got something to say. Or, no comments, but I just want to share something with you.
Or do you just know that this is her venting time, or that, like, should you just be the person that discerns and knows what they're doing in the moment? I hope that makes sense, right? So do you know, oh, she's just venting, so let me just listen? Do you know that already? Do you know that about your spouse? Or do you just feel like you have to respond, every time they come to you? One thing that comes to my mind is that saying that people say that sometimes people listen to respond and don't listen to hear, right? And so don't be the person that listens. So you're not even really hearing them because you're already in your head thinking about what to tell them. So you're just listening to respond.
Yeah, I could definitely say that that's something that I do, and it could be, a character piece in myself and in others as well. That you want to get to a conclusion, especially if the person on the other end is frustrated. The person on the other end that you care about is frustrated. They're venting something out that you may be familiar with already.
Yeah.
And you can't wait to put your 2 cents in to say, hey, listen, this is what will be beneficial. And it's not a bad thing. We don't want you guys, and this is why we're blogging this, is that we don't want you guys to get in a scurry with each other about how you guys are responding to each other. So much so that you're spoiling the moment. Try to take time if you can. And we're going into 3 years in this relationship. So we still are babies. We still have time to get to know each other, to be able to really fill out those responses. But in the meantime, how are you guys not getting under each other's skin to make sure that the responses that you want to have responses to, you're getting responses to, and the responses that you don't want responses to, you don't get responses to. So we just want some comments from you guys. Some of you guys have been really active in sending us messages, sending us comments on how you guys are working it out. Send us something in the chat. Let us know. What are some suggestions that you guys have for working out, listening, and responding?
And I'll end it with, there's a new saying that's out on social media and that people are talking about right now, and they're saying, we listen and we don't judge. That's the new thing right now, right? And so that came to my mind as we're talking about this. Listen to someone and don't judge, right? Don't feel like you have to give input to it. You just want to listen. And these are just ways that we're all, as couples, married couples, learning. This helps with your communication, right? It helps in the bonding time and the spending time together. Because when you're sitting and talking with each other, that's another form of intimacy. And we want that to be pleasant. And we want it to be helpful. And so, thanks for hanging out with us today.
And with that said, know that the Currys are coming. And we're coming for what, honey?
We're coming for your marriage. We're coming for your relationship. We're coming for your parenting. And we're coming for your soul care.
Soul care.
Because we want God to be the center of everything that you do.
Yeah.
Be good to yourself.
Be good. Love you.
What? Does it turn off? No. I think there's a way to turn it off, but we just don't know.